Welcome to the Prospectors Radio Show, the talk show for our community. Please welcome Rich Cooley, Indiana Gold Hunter Dennis Dayton, Kathleen Biffle, and your host, Tim Grimes.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of Prospector Radio. It is June 3rd, and joining us tonight, we got a good friend of ours all the way from East Coast Prospecting, Mr. Chris Chadwick. How you doing tonight, Chris?
Tim, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on tonight. I greatly appreciate you and all your hosts there for having me on tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's a pleasure having you. Well, I'm going to start off the way I always start out with our guests. So, Chris, first off, I want to know how long you been prospecting and what got you into it?
Oh, gosh, it's funny. No one's asked me that question for a while. It's probably about 8 years now, a little more, right around 8, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
Believe this or not, I think it started with the Discovery shows with Gold Rush, people watching that, and my full-time job out working the medical sales and pharmaceutical sales, and a couple of my doctors were big into watching it and stuff, and they said, I'd like to go gold prospecting sometime. And I said, yeah, I like that show a lot too. And one of the doctors said, we need to check around and see if there's where we could go, and started Google searching, looking at things like that, and lo and behold, the first thing I did is I got down and realized there was an Eastern Gold Belt, and I got down into Virginia, Central Virginia, down into North Carolina, before I ever came up this in my backyard here in the tri-state area.
Mm-hmm.
But I got down into the Eastern Gold Belt and started learning a little bit, learned how to pan. You did like a lot of us do, ordered some pay dirt online, sit in the garage over a big wash tub, and learned how to pan. That's probably about 8 or 9 years ago, I would guess.
Uh-huh. So that's when you got
and that kind of started the fever.
Yeah, that's when the fever hit you, wasn't it? Mm.
Were
you ever interested in things like that when you were a kid?
I actually, I've always been a big outdoors person as far as hunting, fishing, big country boy to say the least. There, even though I got to put a shirt and tie on at work every day, but
mm-hmm.
It was always something that I thought about, but never really imagined there was anything here on the East Coast side. I always thought it was something that you had to go to California or Alaska to do.
Yep, that was what I always thought too. Pretty much the same story. Wow. What about just treasure hunting in general? Like any metal detecting, anything like that, Chris?
I do some metal detecting. I'm probably still a novice. I've got the Garrett metal detector. It's either a 150 or 250, but do from time to time playing with it. But nothing real heavy. I've gotten into some of the gemstones there for about 2 years, mainly buying, selling, trading and stuff, because I found minerals largely in the Carolinas as well as the Virginia area. Find a lot of garnets, find a lot of some emeralds and stuff here and there, and that kind of got spurred for a while there. I was fortunate enough to get a hold of some of the people you see on the television show there, Prospectors, and
mm-hmm.
got to work with the same guy, John Self, there, that's on Ice Cold Gold, and got to send a lot of aquamarine my way, and did a little bit of swapping and trading. And my wife's actually got a 1 1/4 inch carat aquamarine. It's absolutely beautiful cut facet that I had out of about a 50 carat stone that looked like it had a good center. Sent it off and got lucky, and ended up with an absolutely beautiful aquamarine that's never been heated or treated, natural cut, and it's a solitaire. My wife still shows it off to this day. I don't think she ever took it off her hand once I put it on her.
That's cool.
I love gemstones.
Yeah, I played a lot with it. Well, I've got a garage full of boxes and drawers full of different gemstones and stuff. And
wow.
I actually got into it pretty heavy. When I first started out down in towards Virginia, some of the one of the guys I talked to had done pay dirt sales, and I was looking into that, and I actually dabbled in a little bit myself when I first started the group.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how the gemstones kind of rolled into it. And some gemstone places up in Pennsylvania and down here in Tennessee sent me some, and learned more and more, and started networking with King Kermansky that has American Prospectors.
Mm-hmm.
And he taught me a lot, and I just kind of networked a great deal. And the next thing you know, there was probably a 2-year stint there that I learned everything and read everything I could get my hands on, and talked to whoever I could about the gemstones. So I don't want to call myself an authority, but I have a decent knowledge base on it now, from that aspect.
That's very interesting. Yeah, that's right up Kathleen's alley. She really, she loves them gemstones, boy. It's like, man, but.
And it's amazing, like when you're talking to people about who know nothing about what what you do and what we like to do.
Mm-hmm.
When you start talking about it, it's amazing how much you pick up. And you're like, wow, I actually sounded knowledgeable for a change.
You do. You really do. The thing is that in this information age with the technology we have, there's no excuse for not learning something about whether it's gemstones or different types of gemstones, right, or how they're heated, how they're cut, how they're developed. Because if you got time, quite often when I can't sleep at nights and even a work night, and I get on my iPad there and get on Google and start looking and researching and reading, and it's replaced books for me because it's like everything's at my fingertips. And
sure.
From everything from making cabs to Google it. Yeah, it's like Google's just a wonderful, wonderful thing, and you can learn just about anything. And then you start getting in contact with people that know a whole lot more than you do,
mm-hmm.
and you start learning and getting involved in it. But I ended up with John Self there. It's on Ice Cold Gold. One of his apprentices called me there one night, and he said, "Hey, he was in a hard spot and needed some money." And
mm-hmm.
he said, "Can you PayPal me some money?" Because I bought some gemstones off of him rough just to add into pay dirt bags. So that's when I went to that little stint of pay dirt, and I was buying from his apprentice and wasn't doing that much. So John said, "Listen, let me just help my apprentice out a little bit. Let him send you some stuff. You want some aquamarine? You want some amazonite? Different things they got, some fossils, some opals." And I said, "Sure." So he was taking pretty good care of me, and he called me in a rough pinch there one night and says, "I think I've got a stone here," he said, "that is cuttable," which, most of the stones you get, people don't realize are not facet grade. Very few of them truly are. A lot of them are burrell. They're opaque. They got occlusions. And he said, "I think this one would have some. I think it's got a good spot in it." And he sent me what pictures he could. And I told him, I said, "Listen," I said, "I can't put a bunch of money out there for a maybe." And I said, "I don't know how much money you're needing," but I said, looking at the stone, I said, just as a specimen, I like the looks of it. I'll give you $50 for it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'll take it. So then I got it and got it under the microscope and under the lights and backlit it. And I thought, I think there's a space in here. Now we're talking like a 38 karat stone, and I'm trying to find a 1 carat facet out of it. And I see the center of it looks like it's got good colors, doesn't have any occlusions. I sent it off to a guy that cuts stones for me, and he's one of the foremost authorities here on the East Coast. I got his name and number and told him what I was looking for. He said, "Listen, if it can't be cut or I don't think it's any good," he said, "I'll send it back to you." Mm-hmm. So it's going to cost you $6-7 priority mail on it up and back. And sent it off to him. He said, "I think I see what you're talking about. I think there can be a good stone in there." But he said, "I only got one problem." He said, "I'm probably going to have to grind it down on the lapidary wheels to get to that point, because if I cut it, I can probably lose that small piece that we're looking at." And I said, "Then you're not going to have anything." But he said, "I won't charge you if it breaks off or anything else." He said, "But I'll feel bad. I can send you the pieces or whatever, because a lot of it's going to be dust." I said, "Give it a shot," because I was going to lose $50 plus the shipping back and forth.
Right.
Long story short, ended up well over $1,000 stone I got out.
Wow!
Yeah, lucky better than good.
That is cool.
But it's a beautiful,
awesome.
Yeah, it's a beautiful beautiful stone there. I'll see if I can send Shad a picture while we're online.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Line there the raw stone and the facet. I think I may have already sent it to him. If you can see it there.
That would be really cool.
Shad's still got it if you want to put it up, but.
Yeah, I
you
will.
can see the rough one is looks like a big square is the rough stone.
I want
And
to
then
see
you
that.
can see the facet cut afterwards. It's a beautiful stone.
Yeah, I want to see that.
But it's a long story. I haven't told anybody about that for a long time.
That is cool, though. It's like,
Yep.
see, but that takes a lot of
the only-
knowledge to be able to spot that I could look at a stone and it's just a stone to me. I wouldn't know what the heck I was even looking for. So that's where.
Yeah, you're just looking at that clarity. You're not looking at the inclusions and the lighting. A lot of people think, "Oh, that rainbow looks good," and I'm like, actually, that's not what you want.
Well, like
It's
you
really want that clarity.
You said something like a burrell. What's that mean?
Well, burrell will be more like an opaque piece of aquamarine. So the aquamarine wouldn't be. So a lot of times people still wear them as make a cab out of them or a cabochon.
Okay.
Or they'll just use it raw, but it's not clear. It's
Gotcha.
basically opaque, and you can't see through it.
Okay.
And that'll be a burrell stone, and burrell can be from a beryl to sapphire, ruby, all the way to aquamarine.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a lower grade, and that's what you typically get in your pay dirt bags and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
just not like even when you watch like Ice Cold Gold and you're looking at it like, oh, look at that, it's worth thousands of dollars.
Right.
Well, if you know something about the stones, and it's a completely opaque stone, and it's pink and doesn't have any gem quality or look to it, it's not $1,000 stone. It's something probably more along the lines of something that's beryl. It's some of those made-for-TV moments they put out there.
Oh, I
But,
gotcha. So that makes sense.
that they come out there with.
That's good score there, man. That's awesome that you was able to pull
Well,
that
I
out.
could end up. I paid. I think it was about $100 to have it cut,
Mhm.
and then I had 50 in it. I probably ended up between shipping and insurance, a little over $200 in it.
Still.
But I ended up with a nice stone, and I turned around and had it set into a sterling silver ring afterwards and stuff
Sure.
for it too. So I had a little bit of money in that, but
Mhm.
obviously I never could have bought that kind of stone
No, right. I mean, that's
that way.
right.
I think we need the name of your the cutter there, because that's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah, I can do that. I've got it. He's
'Cause we
got
have a few and we don't know where to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Well, he's
know.
the guy. He's actually in West Virginia, believe it or not, and he actually studied under one of the foremost gem cutters in the world, and
Wow.
he is extremely, extremely good. And I hate to say his name without checking with him
Right.
first
No,
here.
yeah, don't. Yeah.
Definitely.
And calls her, but I'd be more than glad to privately, if someone wants to message me, get that information, and I can obviously check with him to make sure that he's okay. But he has a little like a gem flume and does little weekend stuff and cuts and stuff, and very knowledgeable. Him and his wife are wonderful people, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised. And they're not easy to find people that are gem cutters.
Mhm.
They're few and far
Yeah.
between, especially the good ones.
Right.
Yeah, the good ones and ones you can trust.
There you go.
Absolutely. Well, my personal experience with him has been phenomenal. So
Awesome.
I've only used him that one time. He was recommended by a friend of mine, and I was like, after doing quite a bit of checking around, and my experience was very, very good. And he actually gave me an insurance quote on the stone also afterwards. I was basically $1,000 quoting you wholesale, but retail wise, it was almost double that.
Oh, wow.
So it's a really, really beautiful
That
aquamarine.
is
You know.
cool.
Yeah, definitely give us the information. My dream of making a piece of jewelry that I mined myself, including the gold, is getting
Yeah, I mean, that's
closer.
a cool thing right there.
Yeah. Particularly if you're going to do something that's going to be a facet versus, a cab or just a specimen you're going to have, wearing around your neck that looks like that with that, still in the raw state and stuff. But to do the facets, they're a lot fewer and farther between than what most people actually realize.
Mhm.
And that's why
Yeah.
the value's tied to them. I will tell you, not too long ago, I did a little right there at the end of doing the pay dirt and stuff. I have a good friend of mine that runs one of the biggest pawn shops in the tri-state.
Okay.
And I was in there talking to him one day, and he was sitting there popping stones out of like rings and necklaces and jewelry, and then smelting the scrap gold down.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "What are you doing with all those stones?" And he's like, "Well," he said, "I throw them all in this big Ziploc bag and yada, yada, yada." And I'm like, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm throwing them back here in the safe." And I was like, he said, "There's real sapphires in there. There's real rubies. There's a lot of synthetics, a lot of fake ones, a lot of them just glass cut."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "They're all over the place." He said, "No, it's not worth my time to go through them. And sometimes I chip on them or whatnot, busting them out." But he said, he didn't. I said, "What do you want for that bag?" He said, "You want that?" Yeah, and I told him I worked out a little deal with him there, bought that whole bag, and I actually made pay dirt gem bags with facets in it.
Ah.
And I had him pull out a few of them that I just kept for myself that were real emeralds and real rubies and sapphires. Long story short, I sold those things for like $15, $20 a bag.
Mm-hmm.
And people called me back that went to their jewelers and stuff and had $200 stones in it.
Wow.
And they were just stickled to death. And I told people when I put it up there and sold them there, I said, "Listen, you know what? You might get all glass. I don't know. But I
Right.
can tell you right now, they haven't been sorted. I'm not a guy that can tell you a machine-made versus a lab-made stone
Mhm.
or a natural stone with these facets. But
Excuse me.
a lot of times it really takes somebody with a really keen eye that can tell you that, a jeweler or whatnot. But I had numerous people email me back and stuff. Paul Cooper was one of those. You guys know. You could ask him personally.
Mm-hmm.
That they ended up some beautiful stones just out of that pay dirt. And I told my wife the other day, I said, "It's been about a year I need to go back by my buddy and see if he's got his Ziploc bag filled back up again or not.
Yes, you do. That's what it sounds like. You need
What's
to.
your favorite cut?
I'm probably still a solitaire person. I guess that's just old school. I like the solitaires. I know people like the emerald cuts and whatnot, but I'm probably
favorite.
more. Yeah, I think my wife's probably more of the stone person than even still am. To me, it's a nice novelty. I kind of went through my spurt with it, but it's one of those things that I change my desires and the hobbies and things I'm looking at almost like semi-annually. It's like I get into a spurt one year and I'm high banking, the next year I'm dredging, the next year I'm fooling with gems, the next year I'm playing with my cows. It's kind of like I have a very short attention span a lot of times. This has actually probably been the longest I've ever had a passion for something since I can ever remember. My own mom, she's 83 now, she said, I don't remember you ever sticking with something this long. And I said, it's because it's a fever.
Right.
It's a fever.
Right.
That's something my mom would tell you, too.
It's the truth.
It is.
Hey,
it's
Chris.
really the truth.
What was the deciding factor of you, starting your sites that you have out there, and you do your giveaways, and you do a lot of things with the clubs? What was that push that made you do that?
Well, when I first started out in Virginia, like I said, the one guy was doing the pay dirt and whatnot, and I got on a couple of the groups that were doing pay dirt, and I kind of got stung and burned pretty bad, as like a lot of us have done. Is you order a $25 bag of pay dirt, and you got about 15 cents worth of gold in it, if you could even find it. It's an expensive bag of dirt. And this guy was selling, and he was putting about a 70% return in every bag. And I was like, wow, you're really seeding it well. And he says, well, people won't come back if you don't. And he was selling it. And I said, that's neat. And he said, because a lot of these guys on social networks and these sites, I said, man, they really end up taking you to the cleaners. And I said, it'd be nice if we had a place for him or me or whatever to sell it. It kind of started out, if a lot of you remember back when I first started it, I kind of started it out selling pay dirt.
Right.
And I did kind of follow his same rules, put 70-80% return back in every bag. And I was telling Tim about this earlier in the week, that it got so crazy, Kathleen, Shad, and Rich, that I would come home and I'd put it on my wife's website where she sold candles, and I'd have 15, 20 bags to fill. And word of mouth kind of started spreading like crazy. And I said, I can't do this anymore. I said, I've got a full-time job. I don't want to come home and pack up dirt and put in gems and gold and silver and different things in there. And people loved them. A lot of people you'll talk to got a big old kick out of them. And I had a lot of fun with it. And I made, 20, 25% on a return on it. But, most people, I always use dirt that I got from my trips. It was never just stream or run-of-the-mill gravel. It was always something when I was testing well in hot spots. I brought 2 or 3 buckets back, classified, when I was in a nice area. It's mainly high bank back then. And I was in a good spot. And sometimes people get more than what they paid for. And it's like, I didn't put it in there. And they found out ended up getting a good bag naturally. But long story short, I had to quit because I had no free time. I was spending the weekends packing up dirt or going on a prospecting trip so I could bring back in natural pay dirt, because I never felt comfortable that I would ever send a bag of Home Depot sand out like some of these guys do and seed it. And I always did stuff that I came back from Virginia or North Carolina or up in Ohio and brought something back, and I always brought stuff back that I knew that I tested that I had some color in there, even if it was just real fine gold. There was some gold in there naturally.
Right. That's the best.
So, and then sprinkle some cons in from my trip or whatever along with it.
Right, because there's nothing worse than getting a bag of Home Depot sand with some when you order dirt.
No, it isn't.
Like,
and I haven't done
really?
that for years, but people still know me by it. And what I still do is I still give bags away, like you all see. And so I still get a kind of make me feel good and happy about it. I'll put a gem bag up there because, like I said, I still got boxes and drawers full of
That's cool.
rough gemstones and facets, and I still have my supplier that I got my seed gold from. It runs around 20 karat naturally there, and so I've always put that in there. Put some 16 mesh or 18 mesh or 20 mesh in there, because a lot of people they're still learning can't pan real well, so you want to kind of stay at a 14 to 16 mesh for them, because even the people that get online tell you, they're really good at panning. You send them natural gold. And they can't pan that small, fine stuff out. I got a big belly, so I can do the belly bump. And pull it out there. But
get it.
it was a lot of fun. That's kind of how it started, though. Just came into that, and then the next thing you know, I started doing some giveaways and doing that. But I think the first year, it was mainly I used to be one of these same people that did pay dirt there for about a year, and that's what the group revolved around. And then I got out of it, and I said, I want to make some rule changes here, and I'm not going to do any kind of selling or promoting. For the most part, I do make exceptions, and I don't get anything out of that group as far as any kind of return. I don't get any free stuff, and I don't charge anybody for anything. We have a buy-sell trade group now. It's got about 400 or 500 people on it.
Nice.
We started up just probably 6 months ago because we're still getting so many people. Once we went over 4,000 members, it was like the magic number. People kept on posting stuff, and I said, let's just start an East Coast prospecting buy-sell trade.
That was a good idea.
Yeah.
and put on outdoor stuff. If you want to sell your tent, you want to sell your motorhome, whatever's outdoor related stuff.
Right.
Go ahead and put it on there too. So it gives people to say, I can't camp anymore. I've gotten too old, or I got a new generator and I want to sell my old one. Whatever the case might be.
So you actually have two sites then, one for your trading and then the other one, correct?
Yes. So we have the regular East Coast prospecting site there. Then we got an East Coast prospecting buy-sell trade.
Okay.
And actually, I think one of the guys just sold his Viper on there.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's actually been turning pretty well. I mean, I've had numerous people say, hey, your buy-sell trade site is doing so much better when I try to sell things than some of the other ones that are out there on Facebook. And I think it's just because there's quality people there.
Right.
And here's one of the funny things people don't understand. There's bigger prospecting groups on Facebook, but I don't believe there's anybody that has a bigger quality of membership because we actually screen everybody extremely well. They're only from North America for the most part, Canada and the U.S., and they have to have a prospecting related page. If they've been looking at things or part of other groups, we don't let just anybody in there. So you're looking at 4,000 plus members that for the most part have a prospecting related background with it.
That makes sense.
And that people that are, to me, it didn't make any sense to have somebody on the other side of the pond, which is nothing against that or whatever, to be on there doing stuff if it wasn't something related at least that you and I may not be able to ever attain or go to. And there's international gold prospectors. There's already groups for that. So we're just trying to stay mainly North America.
Right. And it's a great group. I mean, you've come a long ways. How many years has it been going on now?
You know what? I'd have to open it up and look at it and see.
You're as bad as me.
I don't know. I'm
going
to guess 4 or 5 years maybe. I'm just guessing.
Good deal.
Let's see if I can find it. I'm looking on my iPad. Group info. Not quite sure. I'll see if I can look and see.
Yeah, it's.
I might have to get on my.
It was one of the first sites that I came across. I was getting interested in prospecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a couple people that have tried to, I guess, imitations of sincerest form of flattery. That have started that their name's almost the same, or they've changed up. I actually had some administrators that broke off and tried to start their own group because they didn't like the fact that we didn't allow sales and stuff like that on there. And I said, that's fine, guys. I said, we're not going to change our mission statement or our group guidelines. It's gone so well before. Start your own. And that thing just kind of fizzled out. And it's kind of, but it takes a lot. I invest a lot in the group because, if you all notice, I give a lot of stuff away. We've had Mike Pung. We've had, Doc at Gold Hog, Robert Way down there in the Carolinas. Give a lot of stuff away. Some pretty valuable stuff when you're giving away, some of the items that they've given away there in the past. And we usually do that at milestones. When we hit 5,000 members, which will be, less than 700 more members added on, that'll probably be our biggest giveaway ever.
Wow.
And we typically get some draws up with that and stuff. And that's something that, Doc typically doesn't do. He I've gotten to know him online and over the years and stuff, and he typically does that only on his own site. But he's made the exception with ours to kind of do it, and he knows that it's random, and I never ask Doc for anything, and anything I can help him with. He's kind of a keep to himself type guy, almost like me. I think probably more so than I am. And he's always been really good to us. Him and Mike Pung and Robert Way and different people over the years have really been very nice about it. But we only do it to kind of celebrate it. And during that week or two that we do that giveaway, we let them advertise.
Sure.
That's one of the only times you'll see advertising go on and stuff, and I'll have people want to advertise on there, and I was like, listen, I give you the same option as everybody else. If you want to advertise, donate something to the membership. I don't want you to get me a penny. I don't want anything out of it myself. I do not benefit in any way, shape, or form from my group.
Right.
And besides getting to know great people like you all, that's the biggest benefit.
Well, thank you. So it's come, excuse me, but it's come a long ways. I mean, and that's the thing. Sometimes you just seen something that needed to be done. Something was missing, and you came up with it, and it's great. And now your new buy, sell, trade thing, another awesome idea. You know,
what's your ultimate vision and goal, Chris, with this?
Oh, good question.
Honestly, Kathleen, probably the ideal thing is I'm 52 right now. I'd like to retire by 58. I'd like to own at least, say, 25 to 30 acres that I can bring my half a dozen cows down with me, and end up with a stream on my property where I can have a small mini backhoe and maybe a nice little high banker situation or dredges set up, and probably in North Carolina somewhere. I won't tell you the place yet until it happens one day, but I'm actually trying to buy a piece of property right now and looking at a couple different places. But I'd like to find something where I can walk out the door, live on my farm, and I can go out there and have fun with my passion of gold prospecting, and I can also pick up the phone and say, hey, Kathleen, Shad, Rich, Tim, come on down for the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Bring your dredges and let's have a good time. That would be my ultimate goal as far as the passion goes.
That's an ultimate goal.
Very cool.
Good one.
Because to me, it's not about the gold. The gold's nice, don't get me wrong. But it is still about the hunt. It's about the enjoyment that you get with it.
That's what it's been for us, too. And the adventure. We love, all the crazy shenanigans we get into.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just, like
and
you
the
said,
people you meet along
the ultimate
way.
stress reliever.
It is.
Yes.
And it's,
I'll tell you what, I will say this. Prospectors are really good people, but there are some very unique people.
Yes.
There's some people of all different varieties. It's the only place you can walk up to and go to an outing, and somebody pulls up a $150,000 motorhome, and somebody else might be in a $150 pickup truck.
Yeah, you're right.
And you just don't know that it doesn't. Prospecting has no socioeconomic boundaries.
Right.
Well, we've said that before. It brings all walks of life together, and we were just talking about 3 years ago, did I ever think that I'd be real close friends with these people and some of the acquaintance we would have never met with our lives,
Oh, yep. I agree completely. But I don't know if you all heard this or not. I don't know how many people y'all know he's claimed to fame with his YouTube page there. Boyce Golf, which is Sluice Goose, is in process of moving to Florida now.
Oh, really?
So he and I met up in Las Vegas a little over a year ago when I was at a national sales meeting at work, and him and his beautiful, wonderful wife were down there enjoying the nightlife and festivities of Las Vegas. And he and I got together and got to meet person because we'd always been good friends online and talked to each other. But now he's moving to the East Coast, so I told him, I said, we're probably going to have to maybe do an outing in Georgia or the Carolinas, or maybe get him up here in Ohio or something. Maybe the farm outing if we can find a dump truckload of pay dirt, whatever it might be. But he's became a good close friend that I never would have known because he was living in Washington State.
Right.
And it's like, here's a guy that I send pay dirt for my trips. He sends me some back from his. We've gotten to be just really close friends. We got together and had some snacks and cold drinks together, and we even talked about our wives and us getting together, maybe doing a cruise one day together and stuff too.
Wow.
But you meet people that you'd never meet before is what I'm trying to get at.
Right. And
you find people with that same passion and the knowledge level. And I truly loved watching when he had that Devil's Canyon little mini series that Discovery put on. They put it on late at night and stuff. But I still laugh and joke, and I've got those episodes TiVo'd, and I get a big old kick out of still watching those occasionally if I'm bored. Got some insomnia, I flip them on and watch them at night. But it gives you a lot of people. And a good friend of mine, Jimmy Smith, that has Patriot Dredgers. I've gotten down to his place and broke bread with him and his wife, Donna. Great people. I mean, you just get to meet so many different people that have the same passion, but then you start realizing most prospectors are salt of the earth type people. A lot of them some of them are close knit, and some of them keep to themselves somewhat.
Right.
But when they get to know you and they realize you're good people, that's how good people can network together.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And
Definitely.
it's
You ever do any metal detecting, or?
Very little. Stephen and Kevin Lyons there have tried to get me to. They've got a club up here in the tri-state. They do quite a bit, and I've done a lot just in Virginia. Like I said, I have my ace I use and stuff, and found a few things, and I found some old coins on the farm and stuff, but haven't done a lot. That's something that probably maybe next year I'll into. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't done a whole
Like
lot.
you need
of
another
discovery
thing on your
yet.
plate,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Well, Chris, you've talked about traveling and prospecting. You know, we've heard Virginia and Ohio. What are some other places that you've gone and actually prospected for gold?
Well, I've been to Tennessee at Coker's Creek and a lot of the Tellico Plains area. I've done a lot of that where I've been crevassing and just running a stream sluice. Basically, I would probably have maybe 5 or 6 different states under my belt. Obviously the tri-state, Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, not known as a gold state, but I will let you all know there is gold in West Virginia, and it's
That was another
hidden
question I was
places.
going to have.
Yeah, there actually is. If you do a little Google search there on the Taze River, the ancient Taze River Valley, it runs right through Huntington. I've actually been in downtown Huntington, right there on Route 60 on the interstate, and taken a friend or two up there before. And the geologists from Marshall University will show you places where that ancient riverbed there from the Taze River ran right through the area. And actually, if you go even further back, Lake Tite used to cover the entire area there for the tri-state, and it was all underwater at one time, and there was a large ice dam there that broke loose later on and stuff. But this whole area is glacial, and it's some of it you see where it stopped, like at the Bainbridge, Georgetown area, where you got that glacial till that pushed. But if you get to the ancient riverbeds that were basically feeding through that are no longer here, particularly the Taze River channel, you can find that. And Taze was a very big, large system. If you pull it up on the maps and look at it, it could be running through your own city, or hometown, and you wouldn't realize it. But what I was going to tell you is right there in downtown Huntington, people thought I was probably crazy, but I'm getting out of my pickup truck with a few buckets and a shovel and climbing 10 or 15 feet up on the side of a bank and digging into the side, and you'll see the river gravel, and you'll see the black sands, and you see just where it used to be a riverbed. And you dig that out and bring it home and run your recirculating sluice and run 4 or 5 buckets and got some West Virginia gold,
that's cool.
Awesome.
And then there's places down towards the Greenbrier. There's Sisaboo Holla, up there in
It's
the
beautiful
more
down there.
eastern part. It is. It's few and far between, but there's gold. There's amounts of gold in different places. I found some micro gold on my farm before and stuff, where you'll find some quartz deposits down in the ravine where things washed and done. But it may not be in great quantities and stuff, but there's gold all over. I mean, you just have to find the areas, and once you learn what to look for in the mineralizations you look for in the rock formations, it'll surprise you. It really, truly will.
Interesting. All right, let's take a quick break, Chris, and we will be right
Thanks,
back,
Dan.
everybody.
Do you like to mine for gold? Enjoy prospecting a nice crack in the bedrock? Enjoy getting outdoors to camp, fish, hunt, and hike on your public lands? You plan your trip, load the gear, grab the dog, put the family in the truck, and drive off to a locked gate. A sign says you cannot enter or access your own public lands. Mining claims and public land owned by we the people are being designated as off limits by our own government every single day. Are you concerned about the direction our government is going? Are you tired of seeing no access, no entry signs on your lands? We are, and we are fighting back. We are AMRA, America Mining Rights Association, the fastest growing small mining advocacy association in America. AMRA is a 501c3 not-for-profit formed by miners, hunters, off-roaders, retired military men, and women to stop the insanity. AMRA was formed to educate, unite, and help the small miners and public land users on their rights. Rights given to us by God. Do you want access to great mining claims? For a small tax-deductible donation to their Miners Legal Fund, your family gains access to proven excellent mining claims across America for an entire year. AMRA challenges the USFS, BLM, EPA, and the other agencies intent upon stopping you from enjoying your own lands. You are who pays these people's wages. It is time they listen to us. us. We need to unite. And that is what AMRA is doing. As you sit here right now, thousands of acres of public lands are being closed, locked, and blocked from use by you. Are you fed up yet? Join us. Get in on this fight and let's restore America to what our families fought and died for. Freedom. Just visit AmericanMiningRights.com. AmericanMiningRights.com. Also, check us out on Facebook at American Mining Rights Association. AmericanMiningRights.com.
Just stopped by on my way home to show you all my gold.
You've been digging into some Jimbo's gold pay dirt.
Yeah, Jimbo's Gold made me a hero.
Huh?
Got an amazing idea and supplies on sale from Jimbo's website. With bad weather, bored kids, and stressed wife, I threw a panning party for the kids and their friends. All the moms got a break, kids had a blast. Hero.
Happy kids, happy wife, great gold. That's why Jimbo's Gold is always my first choice.
Did you teach panning or share your prospecting knowledge? Then you are our hero. Tell us your story for a chance to receive a hero's reward at www.jimbosgold.com/hero.
All right, everybody, we're back with our special guest this week, Mr. Chris Chadwick from East Coast Prospecting. All right, Chris, we're back. So, out of all those places you've prospect, which one was your favorite?
Dang it, Tim. Always steal the question.
Well, you know what? If I actually told you my favorite spot, I don't know if the guy that I know is probably listening in right now is on a private claim, and part of it's the camaraderie, but being that it's virgin ground and it's always just proven well. I'll just tell you that probably my best times I've enjoyed recently has been with Jimmy Smith down there in North Carolina on a private claim.
All right, cool.
Yep, and that's probably been the best, and I can't get any more details with that without him probably just unfriending me real
that's
quick.
fine.
You know?
I mean, there's some nice gold in North Carolina, I presume, what I've always heard.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Because we're going to try to have a crony outing down there this year, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they are nice, and like I said, if I can cross my fingers, maybe here one day, wherever it might be in North Carolina. I've got half my family lives down there. I've got a sister that lives in Statesville, and I got one that lives in Raleigh. Not too far out east side of Uwharrie. I've got a sister that lives there in Asheville, which is there on the Tennessee, more towards the Coker Creek area and stuff like that. And in Marion, North Carolina, where you see the pay-to-dig sites and stuff. She's not too far from those. But I would like to ideally get somewhere in that eastern gold belt, North Carolina, where the temperature's not too hot, not too cold, a moderate temperature, and maybe in retirement. And then, like I said, good friends like you all could come down and enjoy me.
That sounds like the retirement dream to me.
Oh, that's my dream. That's why Kathleen asked the ultimate question there.
She
did.
Probably
where I'm at.
Yes, that definitely is it, for sure. But so that's your favorite state out of all those. Now,
how does
from the amount of time I've spent, I've heard people say an awful lot of good things about Georgia. But I
know.
That's one eastern state I haven't spent any time in yet. I've been invited down numerous times, but just such a trek, to get down there 8 or 9, 10 hours.
Yeah.
For me, for the most part, I have not done that yet, but it's on my bucket list. So hopefully I'll get down there into, because I kind of went from east to west in North Carolina on both ends of the gold belt in the central part all the way through. And that's not a bad trip for me. It's like 4.5, 5 hours.
Right, that's not bad. It's when you get in them 10 and 12-hour trips is when it gets rough.
It's a beautiful drive.
It is. It's something you can do. It's an easy drive. Most of it's great roads. You can leave on a Friday evening, stop somewhere that night, and then have a full day prospecting.
Right.
All day Saturday, half a day Sunday. Drive home, be home Sunday evening, back to work on Monday.
Right.
And I've done some of the trips too. When I've been down to LDMA and stuff, and
that's cool.
Enjoyed myself. They've done wonders. I've kind of had a little bit of everything at one time or another, but not gotten down towards Georgia yet. But that's something I'd like to do, and I still would like to get out west. I've had several invites out west here, but haven't been able to sneak out that way just as of yet.
So is there one place like that is the top of your list? I want to go there and prospect. I just don't think I'll ever make it other than Georgia. You know,
I'd like to get on the American River just because of the history down in California. And I've got several friends there. A friend that's got a really nice claim there, and he's in his 70s, and he's always been a good supplier for me for gold too.
Oh, okay.
But him and his wife, we meet up a lot near the Vegas show. Try to meet up at the Vegas shows, and we do a lot of talking and carrying on, having a lot of good friendship. But I really would like to get out through there. I'd like to meet the likes of John Ciprot. He's invited me out to do some hard rock mining. Never gotten out that way yet. But I would like to just get out there, meet the John Charltons up in Washington State, and others just that you talk to for the past 5, 6, 7 years. They talk about what they have up there. We talk about what we have out here. I think we all like to kind of share in both sides of the United States and see what we all have to offer.
Yep. Kathleen, you was asking a question there a minute ago. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. How's your family feel about all this? Do they prospect with you? Do they like to do those things?
They do begrudgingly at times. Now I would say that my lovely, beautiful, wonderful wife, she does. I think Shad had a picture there with her running the Gold Hog stream sluice there down at the LDMA and stuff. But my wife typically goes with me probably better than 50% of the time, and I think she enjoys spending time with her husband more than she does prospecting. But she knows how much I enjoy it, so she does. And trust me, she's pretty knowledgeable and everything, but for some reason she just hasn't caught the bug. I mean, she gets a big kick out of it when we find it, but she doesn't think about it like we do and want to get out and do things. She's like, I think she enjoys the outdoors. I think she still enjoys the camaraderie and the friendships just as much as she does anything, but I don't think she's ever gotten the bug or the fever. She reads, she looks at it, she kind of plays along real well. So she knows it makes me happy, so I guess that makes her happy. And then my kids kind of joke about it. Father's Day weekend is always fun because they know what we're going to do.
Oh, that's cool.
Typically Father's Day, they've been down to Central Virginia with me before on a Father's Day weekend. They've done trips like that, and they always tease with me. I've got a daughter that lives in Cincinnati that says, "When are we going to Double D, Dad?" And I'm like, well, we'll figure out between your work schedule and mine. We'll get together one day.
That's cool. That is awesome.
So what all equipment do you use? I know you just got a 4-inch. What other equipment do you use?
The 4-inch dredge I've had about, I guess I'm on my second year with it, but like I said, it was a work in progress to retrofit it and clean it all up. I started out like everybody else did, I think, with the classifiers and pans and then stream sluices, and then I've got mini high bankers there. I've got mini high banker that was basically built on my own. Good part of it is made from Royal. I had a guy custom build the hopper box for me to my specifications. He did fabrications. And then, like I said, when I was using it in Central Virginia at the one Booker claim 1, had to be run everything off of a deep cycle marine battery where I could run all day long.
Right.
And then go back that night and charge up the battery and go again on day 2. So that limited me for a great deal. But that's kind of nice because you can take that anywhere you can't have motorized equipment.
Right. And you say you run 1,600 on that one, right?
1,600. Sometimes I'll add another 1,000 pumps, depends on the material I'm running and how much wash I have, and I can change the mats and the sluice boxes because I've got everything, like you said, from a rural sluice to a prospector's choice to a gold hog. I mean, different variations I can fix that work in my stand, and I'll change it up. And I've went ahead and run generators and stuff before too, and pumps when I'm allowed to use motorized equipment also. I've done that at even some of the pay-to-dig sites. It was kind of funny. It's one day, I guess it was one of the weekends where they had the gold show there in North Carolina, and my wife and kids went down with me, and we spent Saturday at the gold show, and then Sunday we went over to Lucky Strike, and we set up the high banker there of mine, and we're running it, and we've actually found a 0.58 gram nugget out of the bracket town dirt they had.
Wow.
And it was kind of neat to actually see a nugget right at a pay-to-dig site like that.
Yeah.
People were coming over and taking a look at it because I'd never dreamed I'd get over a half-gram nugget there out of a pay-to-dig site like that. But that Lucky Strike, they're good, nice people over there. They're very friendly. It's great if you're beginning just to start out. I've probably been into it a couple of years when I did that with the kids and had a lot of fun. But my kids now, they're getting older. I mean, I used to do that in their teens, and now they're 22 and 24, and 2 of them are moved out of the house, and I've only got one left that's in college. So it's mainly a duo up there, just me and my wife most of the time when we're out prospecting now.
That is cool. It's just interesting because my kids don't go when I go. They're like, whatever, Dad. Yeah.
Well, I will not. I probably would say my kids are just like that too. But what they do is I usually bribe them, because especially like when I got my son to go, it's nice when you got a kid you can't wear out, that's that strong, that can carry buckets all day long. It doesn't blink an eye. Man, it is nice when you get them to go, because they can do so much more as far as moving around in dirt.
Right?
And we all know getting gold's about volume, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, moving material. That's it.
Move the material.
I think I got each one of my sons to go with me once, and that's been it. And I think it was Father's Day too, actually. It was like, what do you want to do? I want to go prospecting.
You guilted them into that one, Tim.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You can't say no to that.
I had to. That was my only choice. And they haven't went again since. So it's like, okay, guys.
We have Shane wanting to come back out with us.
Yeah,
so
Shane
he's
always
come to the Faucet.
goes. See, that's cool. Now, Chris, are you going to make it down to the Faucet next weekend?
No, actually, next weekend I made the commitment with the Tri-State chapter. I think they're going to do a outing there to Bill's Pure Gold, which he still has his own personal property.
Right.
And I told Lona and Ray Martin, I think they only had 4 or 5 people going, or families or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I told them that I may very well join them next weekend. So
that's cool.
That gives me abilities with Bill's. I can still go up there and prospect and have some fun there with Bill. And believe this or not, I've been on all the other claims up and down that same creek or river.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe I've never actually been on his own personal private property before?
No, come on.
I've always been upstream and downstream. So I figured, you know what? That's not a place I've ever prospected before, and it's going to be nice to get to spend some time with friends that I was just at with a meeting this past weekend. You know, I went to the meeting yesterday with my wife to the Tri-State chapter there in Lucasville, and I will tell you this: that GPA claim in Lucasville is a great hidden secret. And when I first joined GPAA and tried a lot of the different claims out, and I didn't think much of the Scioto River there in Lucasville. And I tell you what, if you know the right place to look, it's a big river, but if you know the right place to look and the water level's down, there's some pretty good gold there.
Really?
And but you just have to know, there is. I mean, you get into some of the different parts of the gravel bar where the reed beds are at and the roots are grabbing the gold.
Mm-hmm.
You get in an area there where you see a lot of cobble. You have to really get it. You don't want to just take your dredge out there and just punch a hole. You want to look for the signs and what you look for. And if you got air, that's a nice place. And you have to bring you an anchor to go ahead and get yourself to where you're not going to float away and your dredge is not going to float away.
Right.
But it really is a nice claim. It's a lot nicer than what most people realize. They got over 50 members in that club right now, and it's a nice, great club with really good people. It's not, overly prospected a great deal. And the thing is, that river moves and changes so much from year to year. It's like a different claim every year you go out on it. Wow. It literally is, because it becomes a torrent. I mean, it's a major river, and one place you'll go one day and it's so much different. And but there is little eddies and pockets and places there to find it. But just like everything else, you got to learn the ground.
Right. Yeah.
But that is something that I would challenge the Biffles and some others. People talk about, it's not big. There's some people pulling from really nice nuggets there.
Really?
Some very nice nuggets. And we're talking, half-ounce nuggets and 2-3 gram nuggets and stuff out of there. Now, a few and far between.
Right, but they're there.
Last year, I watched a guy last year after I think actually Ray Martin was talking about. Came to one of the outings, never prospected before, dug right in the sandbar, and he pulled over a gram nugget out. Right there, just digging in the sandbar.
Oh,
gosh. And it's just a pan and a sifter and stuff. So, I mean, there's gold in that Scioto, but remember, that gold moves because that's a pretty major river. That's not a little creek or stream.
Right.
Oh, no, it's not.
No. But the thing is, when the water level's down, and you can check online, look at Piketon and look at the water levels and stuff for Piketon, Ohio, just above that. And if it's below 3 feet, it's pretty easy to work. The sandbar's exposed and whatnot. And if you get it down to 2.5 foot, it becomes a very easy river to prospect.
Cool.
It really does. So it's something to think about. And they've gotten a nice shady camp down there. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. But you have to find the right spot. You need to look for the cobble, in the river when you get out there. You just need to spend some time and look at that. I'll be glad to meet you guys up there. And for me, it's an hour and 15 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the same for us.
It's not bad.
Yeah, so it's a neat little claim. It really is, and I think it's a pretty good kept secret. And a lot, little older membership, so you don't see as many people hitting it. But a lot of people get discouraged because it's such a big river. And I was one of them. The first few years I went out there, I'd go out there, not do very good at all, but I wasn't looking in the right spots. And the thing is you go there one year, and you look, and it's not the same place the next year. You got to look for the signs, just like you see them on ice cold gold where they're looking for cobble. It's the same way. The gold runs with that cobble and moves with that river as that moves and changes. But it is a pretty neat place. But the water level is what really dictates whether you can go there or not, spend any time to be productive. Like yesterday, it was probably 4.5 foot, and the gravel bar's completely covered. The water's muddy. It's just not a whole lot you can do. But that river gets very clear, very clean, and it doesn't, when it gets down to 2.5 foot level, it's pretty nice to prospect in.
Pretty cool. And what we'll do, we'll go ahead and open the phone lines up. If anybody has any questions for Chris, number to call is 419-520-7574. So, okay, Chris, here's one. This one's, I'm probably stealing this one from Kathleen. What do you ever use dowsing rods?
I was gonna ask.
I knew I was stealing.
You know what? I have not, and I'll tell you what. I've got a couple of buddies of mine that they give me a rough time because I've always kind of been skeptical of them.
Oh no!
And I'll say that in a nice way and stuff. But I have people swear by it, and they love them, how well they work. And honestly, I know little to nothing about dowsing.
Oh,
so you guys are more than willing to teach me about
Kathleen
it.
I
will
love
teach you. She is the dowsing queen. Here's a caller for you guys. We know who this guy is. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Wow, you said that last week and the week before.
Yeah, and the week before, How are you tonight, Dennis? You got a question for Chris?
Yeah. Hey, so you're gonna be going down to Bill's next weekend, huh?
That's my understanding. That's what they told us at the meeting yesterday. They have an outing that is scheduled for Bill's next weekend.
Ah, okay. Cool.
So it would be just Bill's private property there, not on any club property.
Ah, you ready to get some good gold then, huh?
We'll see. We'll find out. Like I said, I've never been to Bill's private place there before. It could always change. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Some weekends I say I'm going to be somewhere, and all of a sudden I get a phone call from one of my kids, and all of a sudden I'm in Cincinnati or somewhere else. And like I said, I got an 83-year-old mother. I kind of check in on and watching stuff. It could change, but right now the intent is to sneak up there with the Tri-State chapter next weekend.
I think you'll make it up there. You'll be pretty pleased.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
It's good behind Bill's too. It is. I've prospected there a couple times. I've always did fine there.
I've never been.
No, you'll have to one of these times, Kathleen. It's good back there. Really is. You think it? You might think, it's not, but it is.
You get a hold of Chris. Well, Bill won't lead you in the wrong direction.
Right.
He'll put you in a good spot.
And that's what Bill
Chris
always
Dyer,
does.
If he shows up, he'll put you in a good spot.
Yeah. And Bill always says, go right there. And I'm like, okay. And it's like, good spot. Thank you, Bill. So you know he will, Chris. He'll hook you up.
He's always been good to me. He's done that to me numerous times on other parts of his claim in the past, and it's always been productive.
Yep. As I said, you'll do fine. You'll like it back there. I'm sure you'll do good.
Good.
Cool. Dennis, anything else?
No, that was just it. I wished I could be on there tonight with you guys, but I had, before I leave for Alaska, I had the opportunity to work 16 hours yesterday and today, and I couldn't pass it up because, I got to take a little cash with me when I go to Alaska.
Yeah.
Dennis, are you going to Fossack next week? You're
no,
not sure yet.
I won't be making the Fossack.
Okay.
All righty. Well, get yourself back to work there, young man, and thank you for calling in tonight. We appreciate it.
Yep. I'll be listening, so
All right.
Good show so far, and we'll be talking to you guys later.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, thanks for calling in,
All right,
Dennis.
you guys.
Thanks for the question.
All right.
Later, buddy.
Bye, Dan.
Bye.
I knew Dennis would have a question. Yeah, so, okay, we was talking about dowsing rods. Yeah, Kathleen is
Oh yeah.
spot on with them things, boy. I'm telling you.
We're hoping to have something going on there at the Fossick. I'm not sure. I know Patrick talked about it. I don't know if we're actually going to do anything. That would be cool if we did. That'd be
No, I've
interesting
never done
to
that
see how it
before.
works.
What?
You know, like metal detect with a dowsing rod, but
Well, you never
but-
know.
I'm telling you, I don't know. Maybe it was all the coldness this winter, and I couldn't get out anywhere to do the polar bear stuff. That I got really good at dowsing. And this year, it's just been on it.
The energy in the universe is right
The
on the
stars
money
are
with,
aligning.
That's what it is. Yeah, you'll have to have her teach you, Chris, because
Oh, I'd love to. I'm always looking for mineralization in science. I'm old school. I'm just, I know dowsing probably goes further back than I ever dreamed of and stuff, but I don't know. I've always still kind of scratched my head on that one, I'll be frank with you.
why?
But
Any
there's
reason?
people that,
It's weird.
Any
I don't know.
reason why?
It
Chris?
is weird. That's the right word to
Is
say.
that-
It's-
is that
it's-
why?
there's something
Just-
weird.
Is that why? Just because it's weird, or is it just like the?
I have
Mojo
never
or-
seen anybody besides the videos. I've never seen in person a set of dowsing rods.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I've seen it on videos. I've seen it. Never seen a set. Never seen it used before. I remember when I was a kid. I take that
Right.
back. I think I saw a guy try dowsing rods when they used to drill wells,
Right.
looking for water.
Yeah.
And that was my first and only exposure in person with it. And then when I saw people doing it for prospecting, I'm like, interesting. So this thing is, can find a variety of different things with dowsing rods.
Right.
So,
But it ain't like you're think it's that hoodoo black magic voodoo kind of crap. It's just because some people do think that.
I will say my opinion right now is unfettered. I don't know what my true opinion
They
is.
don't
I probably
scare you
have no
or nothing,
opinion
do
still.
they? You're not leery of them, right? No, you'd
Not
like
leery
it.
of them, but it's just I guess I'd have to see the proofs in the pudding.
You-
If
okay.
Kathleen
Yes.
wanted to sneak out there and say, Chris, here, let me try this spot here, and all of a sudden I got a whole bunch of gold, I'd say, I believe in it.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so I
what
think
she'll
I gotta
do
see it.
now.
I got to see it in person.
That's what.
You know, that happened to me last weekend. You know, I was, dowsing the different areas, and I would point to it and like, Shad, go here. I'm going to go here. Carrie, go here. And I even told Rich, go this
Yep.
direction.
Mhm.
And that was great honor.
Needless to say, the pudding was delicious, my friend.
And there was gold.
Now, see, I sometimes think that they work better for women than they do for men.
They could.
I just think they do. I
It's
think
sporadic for me. I mean,
that's what I mean.
One time I worked really good, and then the next time I guess I'm just not channeled. I don't
right,
know.
and it seems like women are just more focused or something. I don't know, but it just seems to react.
Now, Carrie can't do it.
She can't.
She has issues, but
I can't do it with the sleeve on it. I have to actually have the rods in my hand. I can't have a sleeve because when I tilt it forward or backward, it'll go every which way.
Okay.
Can't have a sleeve on it. I have to have the solid rod, and then it works. But
So Chris is going to have a set of dowsing rods.
I think I think you guys are going to have to educate me on this one.
Yeah, I think if you
Will
try
do.
it and you see Kathleen do it, and you might.
Well, see, I'm wasting my first hour or two of prospecting because I run around there and I just start testing holes and spots and keep moving. And then it's like when I find a good test spot, that's when I start. It's like the old guy there on Gold Rush says, drill, 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 to get found good ground, and then before you ever start running your equipment. And that's what I've always typically tried to do is
so
test
save
a lot
time,
first.
Chris. Big time.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
well, I still, I'll douse areas and then I'll just move to different and just mark them. And then it's really cool because you can see the gold line when the areas that got the hits, and you look up, you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, and that's validation, I guess.
Right. And
Interesting.
it's a time. It does save time.
So if I hide a nugget out in the field and then send you out with the dowsing rods, can you find it?
I may.
I don't know if she's ever tried
That
that.
happened to Shad, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
California.
a nugget that was hidden by our friend Shannon Poe with just dowsing rods.
See?
He found it.
It can be done.
Yep.
You've just got to
There you
believe.
go.
You just got to believe. I think that's
My
what
voodoo is strong.
Yeah. Oh, mercy.
Does this involve the Force? That's all
I think it does.
Yeah.
I think it does. He's channeling
Maybe the
his
Dark Force.
inner Yoda. The Force. It does. So hopefully we can show you something too, Chris, someday. That'll be pretty cool.
I would love to do that.
That
would be great. You guys let me know. And, we need to go out here one day and just find our. Let me knock on enough doors, find our own private claim. We'll just have a big outing together.
There,
one weekend.
that sounds like a winner right
Sounds
there.
good.
We'll make that happen. We got a lot of great,
Yeah, y'all get on some virgin ground.
Yep, a lot of great minds here, and we can make this happen. I'm sure we can, without a doubt. And I think that'll be good for all of us. I really do.
Well, I think having Chris next to a campfire and telling all the stories that he has.
I would think
That's
that
what
would
I
be
want.
fun. Because Chris sounds like
Oh,
he's got
I-
some good stories.
I got a few. A lot of them that don't involve prospecting either, though.
Oh, that's okay.
Think about it. If you want to dig into some really good ones, I tell you what, I've had some people fall on campfires laughing so hard after.
That's what we like. Here's another caller for you guys. This is our good friend John Shaw calling.
I got a few. A lot of them that don't involve prospecting either, though. Oh, that's
John, can you turn your speakers down? How are you tonight?
Yeah, I got them down. I was waiting to pick up so I could click them off.
All right. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing great. I just wanted to say hello to Chris. I've known him for a little while.
That's good.
I bought some of those bags from him, when I was first starting out.
Well, you go way back then. If you bought bags off of me, I haven't done that in several years.
Yeah, I bought some bags off you, and then when you quit selling, I said, "Oh no," because I was just fixing to place an order for a couple more. I'm going to use them in my demos that I do, but it'll happen sometime.
Yeah, it happens.
There you go. Well, John, I remember you very, very well, and I remember those orders, and I remember you being on East Coast prospecting. And I'd have to see you put some more posts up there like you have in the past and stuff. But it's kind of funny is this whole internet and social media and Facebook and things like Gold Prospector Radio. It just really connects all of us so much better with each other to get to talk and touch base with each other. I truly enjoy it. It really is a way to
friends
get to know great people. It is.
That's what it's about, right?
It truly is.
Yeah.
I think people, the thing is kind of funny is I know we all probably have people that think more of us than others and stuff, but I think when people truly get to know a person, and I feel like I'm the type of person when you get to really know me, you'll understand that what my motivations are, and there's no really hidden ulterior motives and stuff. And
Right.
I think people hear secondhand information or whatever reason they misunderstand or misinterpret something. Quite often it's like, hey, at the end of the day, I put my pants on one leg at a time like everybody else. And I remember that golden rule that my dad and mom always taught me is treat people just like you would want to be treated. And, at the end of the day, everything should work out just fine.
That's right. I agree. Right, John?
Oh yes, definitely. And like I say, I'm more, met several people through the social media, and come this weekend, I'm going to be able to put some faces to the people that I've met.
Oh,
which
man.
is going to be great.
That's going to be pretty cool. Finally getting to meet you, John.
That'd be sweet.
Mhm.
He's coming to the Faucet, so.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
I'm
I wish I was
excited
going up
as
there
all
more
get
now.
out about it. I still haven't got packed up, but I know where everything is. It's going to go in the truck. So.
There you go. Coming driving all the way from Texas. Man, that is awesome. John, we can't wait to meet you, man. It's been a long time coming, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Many
Well, all
years.
right. Well, I'll get off here and let somebody else call
All
in.
right.
I just wanted to say hi to Chris.
All right. Well, you have a safe trip,
Well,
too.
John, thank you, and it's great to hear a familiar voice, and actually with a name and a text message or a Facebook Messenger message. I know back and forth you and I talked a great deal there off and on and stuff, but I appreciate your friendship in the past, and hopefully we'll meet up together down the road somewhere.
Oh, hopefully we will. There's never no telling.
There you go.
All right.
Well, have a
y'all,
safe travel.
y'all take care.
All right. Safe travels, buddy. Bye, John.
John.
Bye, bud. John Shaw, another great fellow right there. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's going to drive 17 hours.
Wow.
To come down to
It's
hang
unreal.
out with everybody.
Well,
And
I can't wait to meet him.
I know, right? We've known him for years here on the site, and it's like, and finally gonna get to meet the man. That's really
Should have
awesome.
asked him if he was going to get in the water.
Oh, I'm sure he's gonna. He wants to get in and get a little bit of gold, not some of that driveway gold. So I'm sure he'll be in the water. That's just really cool. See, darn, man. See, Chris, you're gonna miss a good event, but you're gonna be having a good time too. So it's all good.
Well, you know what? You never know about me. I might show up one day on in Bainbridge, and the next day I might be at Foster.
You
It's a
never
2-day
know.
event. You never
Right,
know.
That's right. You just never know. That is cool. So after your Bainbridge event, you got any other things planned for the season yet, or too soon to tell?
I'm probably going to sneak back since I just renewed my membership to Central Virginia. And like I said, they got several new claims. Some of my friends down there, I actually talked to what I would probably call my gold prospecting mentor that's down there. I talked to him on the phone this week, and he said they've got a lot of different areas that they're hitting now since I've been down there in a couple of years. And I'm probably going to try and hook up with him in a very near future. And that'll probably either be with my wife if she wants to sneak down there with me, or just take some time off work and get down there for 3 or 4 days and
That's
check
cool.
out several of the different claims and stuff.
That's cool. That sounds like a really nice place. I always like Virginia
Oh,
State. So
It really is. It's down there in Dillon, Virginia areas where the club's located, but that whole area is such rich in history and gold mines. If you get on Google and look at the Booker Morrow mine and stuff there, that claim 1, I mean, it really is something that's just unbelievable, the amount of gold mining that's went on there and stuff, and the gold that is still there to this day.
really, that one sounds really interesting to me.
Yeah, it is. It is really neat,
It
and it's
does.
easy ground to navigate and stuff too. And it's just really good people. I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's north, south, east, or west. Prospectors in general just seem to be such good salt of the earth type people. So you get down there, it's not real expensive. You can camp right there on the leases.
That's cool.
There's a lot of things you can get on cvgp.net. That's the Central Virginia Gold Prospectors, cvgp.net, and you can look at it there. You can't look at it as a member, but there's public access to do a little bit, to look a little bit of information and surfing on it. And I understand the membership's still open. They do request that I think the first time you join that you go to a meeting so they can get to meet you and put a name and a face and whatnot, which is pretty customary for most private clubs. They like to meet you the first time out.
Oh, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
Right, nothing at all wrong with that. Now, have you ever? I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but you ever did any dry washing, Chris, or no?
I have not. That is something I haven't done. I think probably more for the Arizona area. I know I've had some people send me some dry washing cons before, and I went through that. I've done still do a lot of pay dirt swaps, believe it or not. That's something that I know Jimmy Smith does, and I do real routinely. I've got Mark Goodwin, a good friend of mine up in Wisconsin. I really would like to sneak up there and get some Wisconsin gold one day. Be there to the Green Bay Packer neck of the woods with Mark, and actually have some fun. He's an avid member there on East Coast Prospecting. We've talked a great deal, a lot of links, and it looks like he's always on good gold. And I would like to sneak up there one day. I've told my wife, I said, we've got to get up there to Wisconsin one day. And I've talked to some guys in the Dakotas down there in the Black Hills and stuff. There's a lot of things on my wish list that one day I've told my wife, I said, when we retire, I'd just like to get me a motorhome.
There you go.
And I'd like to go place to place to place.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I own a place in the Carolinas or Georgia or wherever we end up landing.
Right.
But I would really like to travel once I get to retirement age. And that really just depends on how investments go. A lot of times that retirement plans the companies have and 401ks, it's like I'll just have to wait and see what the market does.
Sure. But that'd be cool, though, to be able to do that. Go to all them places, bounce around, try, like you said, get to Arizona or something, try a little dry washing since you've never done it, some hard rock mining.
I've got a friend, Chris Breton. He's actually on his way out there. I believe he leased or bought a claim there in Idaho.
Oh, there you go.
And he just recently sent me some pay dirt from Arizona. And I still haven't even opened the box, believe it or not. So I've been remiss at going through that. What I did with my dad, it's still been sitting in a box there, but there's a couple boxes where I've done some swaps and ordered some things. But he's invited me out there this summer once he gets set up. And I told him, I said, don't put it past me. I might just all of a sudden get a wild hair and jump out there. I've been doing, in my job for almost 30 years now, and I got about 6 weeks vacation.
Wow.
So I could jump out there at any given time if I got half a notion.
Right, sure. That's what's cool. Now, as far as like your equipment, what do you like to use as for like in your dredge box for matting and stuff? What are you running in your box?
I started out with traditional, and I still see areas where I keep my traditional riffles and moss and stuff. But I'm pretty much now have played enough with the Gold Hog mats that I'm strongly sold on it. I like the River Hog. I like the Talon. I'll trim it a little bit, and it just depends on the material I'm running for the most part. But I like the exchange of the Gold Hog. I can run the volume that I want to. If you get it set up right, and I think a lot of people may not get the appropriate volume of water, but I've taken people that never wanted to use any kind of mat that were traditionalists and set, and Uwari force with a Gold Hog stream sluice and just shovel areas from flood gold and stuff, and was catching some of the finest minute particles of gold, and they were shocked. But you really need to have the water flow to get the exchange and get the things dialed in right. And when it dials up, my personal opinion, and this is not an advertisement for Doc or Gold Hog, but when you get it dialed in, I've not seen any better capturing. Nothing catches everything, but I've gotten very comfortable with my equipment. I've progressed to where I like Gold Hog mats. I know Jimmy Smith runs them a lot, and he's taught me a lot. And you get down to the point, I know Boyce Golf runs them a lot out there in Washington State, and I think when you understand the technology behind it and you truly learn it. Now, they're not inexpensive.
No.
But when you look at it, my time and effort when I want to go out there and I want to capture as much gold as I can, I really truly like the Gold Hog technology behind the matting. And I run it in my high banker, I run it in my stream sluice, I run it now in my dredge, and I just really feel like it's what suits me. Right. And I still have my traditional stuff. There's times when I get into areas that I think are heavier in clay, and I need to really break it down even more. And I don't think that any kind of matting would work appropriately then. But so I have my thoughts on that. It's like everybody else, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and we all get along well with things. But I'm not beyond going back and stuff, depending on if I'm running thick, yucky, nasty stuff from tailing piles. Right. I don't know if I would use the hog mats in those scenarios or situations.
True.
It just depends on what you're running and what you like and do it. But if I'm running a dredge or I'm running any kind of stream material, I right now that's where my comfort zone is.
Cool. Now, what about as far as cleanup equipment? What do you like to use?
I am still a Miller table man, believe it or not. I'm really, truly. I mean, I like to still. Here's my thought process. People like to run all different kinds of cleanup equipment, and this is going to sound weird to some of you, and maybe some of you really are going to understand this. I can end up with a half a 5-gallon bucket of cons from my dredge over a weekend or whatever, and I still want to go hand pan it.
Okay.
And I really do, because that's my therapy. I don't want to run it through a multi-sluice or something like that because it makes it quicker and simpler. To me, that's my therapy room. That's when I have to drive several hours to go gold prospecting typically. I'm bringing that back to my gold room, which is in my garage. I set up the halogen lights, and I turn it on there. It looks like an operating theater where I can see the minute things, and I get my cheaters out and my glasses, and I'll sit there, and I'll enjoy myself and get a cold beverage of my choice. Yep. I still like the hand pan. And then once I catch all the stuff from hand panning, then that remaining material gets classified down, and it ends up getting ran through my Miller table. Okay. And what I do with the Miller table is I'll actually suction it up with my snuffer bottle off the Miller table instead of trying to brush it into a vial and get the contaminants. I get there, and then I'll finish panning it out completely and get everything into a vial. But that's my preferred choice. I've ran multi-sluices, I've run different finishing equipment, but I still like the hand pan, and I start testing with a pan, I finish with a pan, and then my ultimate thing is to get the finest of stuff as I run my Miller table, and then I'm done.
There you go. Yeah. I love panning. I mean, it's the excitement of actually
therapy.
seeing that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's out in the stream, they do testing, they find the gold, they suck it up in a snuffer, and then they come home and they don't find much material, you know. They don't find the gold in there because they already sucked it out. I'd like to find it, you know. I like to just dump it in the bucket and take it home, and then panning it out. I like to find it. That's my excitement for all that work, you know.
Absolutely. And you know the best part about that is when you drove home, that good stuff is always in the bottom of that bucket. And then when you do finish up that bucket, it's like that's when all the good stuff is. You know, a lot of
you're wondering. You're like, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? And all of a sudden, bing!
It's at the bottom.
It's there.
Load.
Yeah.
I'm a water table person too. I like it. That's one of
Yeah,
my
I do. I've got one I bought years and years ago on eBay. I don't even know what the brand is, but it's the older black, and the black plastic that's kind of like got a matte finish to it, and it grabs it. It really, truly. You know, I got it set and dialed up. It's everything with this equipment is about dialing it up to the right thing and getting it down to the right mesh size and stuff. But for me, I like my Miller table. I enjoy it. It's therapy. That's what it comes down to.
It sounds like a fountain too.
Yeah. I think maybe that's why you guys like it.
It's relaxing.
It's relaxing.
Yeah, you always have to go pee before you go run your Miller table.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
I get sleepy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and we push all the time, Chris. You know, classification's the key to all prospecting, because you know, you classify that stuff down, it's very easy to pan out because it's either gold or nothing.
That's right. You're 100% correct. And I think a lot of people miss out on that stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, that's the first thing I learned when you got that Garrett thing when you're brand new and you got the half-inch classifier, and you start figuring out real quick that, oh man, I need a 1/4 inch. No, I need an 1/8 inch. No, I need a 16th. And you're like, you start realizing how quick you can get it meshed down. And I mean, at some of these areas, I mean, like one place there in North Carolina I was telling you about earlier, some of that stuff gets so small if you don't classify it down. It's in there with a thick, heavy black sand.
Yep.
Man, it's a challenge to get it separated.
Yeah, it does.
And if you don't classify it, you can't hardly do it. And there's some people that I always joke around, so you got to have the patience of Job sometimes with some of this material to really get it separated. And some people do a lot better job of it than others. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's still my strong suit is finished panning, and I enjoy it. You know, I like the challenge. I like when people give me the difficult stuff, and
same here.
I keep on panning over.
That's weird. You and Rich. Yeah, you guys like that challenge. I guess I'm just lazy. I just want
I'm
to get
usually
it
the one
quick.
they give it to me and say, "Here, see if you can find anything in it." And I'm like, "Here it is." How did you find that? It's like, oh, yes.
That's what you guys like.
I'm with you there.
You guys like that tough challenge.
Yeah.
Jeez, gosh, not me.
Well, see, my gold room is my dining room, and the water table sits on the dining room table, and I can see the television, and I can hear it.
I think I'd be sleeping in the doghouse if I did that in my house.
Yeah, mine's in the garage.
Mine's in the basement. Yeah. It's just
well, Shad hasn't kicked me out yet, so
that's because Shad
I don't
likes
care.
Shad likes it just as much, so there you go. That's why it's a win-win, right, Kathleen? For sure. I think Kathleen could set a high banker up in the dining room, and Shad wouldn't care.
Hey, I used to have a gold cube set up in the dining room.
In fact, I've already done it in a hotel room, so it makes a difference.
Well, I remember that. I think I remember that post, that hotel room post.
Oh,
I remember that. You guys were good. You had tarps down. You didn't make any mess.
No, they
We were never there.
They did it right. They always do. Gotta love them. You know what? Chris, did you have fun tonight?
I had a blast. I really had a blast. I'll tell you what. I know you, even when it wasn't this year, but it was the year before, you and I were talking in Vegas, and you said, I need to get you on here.
Yeah.
And I said, we'll figure it out. And we kind of thought we hadn't talked for a while. And
yeah.
I was really glad. It was like people thought, I was getting on here for some other reason tonight. And obviously, they're misinformed, to say the least.
That's right.
But, you and I have talked about this for well over a year.
Oh, God, yeah.
At different outings, we've ran into each other in Vegas. I was actually supposed to be out in Vegas this year with the wife. We had tickets and everything booked, and I had to cancel when my dad got sick. But, I'm going to try to do that again. That's actually one of the funnest trips you can
We had a
do is
good
go out there
time.
to Vegas. I think that's the best gold show I've ever been.
Oh yeah, we had a great time down there. Yep, it was because it's Vegas.
Well, exactly.
It's
Can you say
Vegas.
anymore, right?
Right, it's Vegas. It's got to be over the top and just fun, you know. And we
Oh,
love,
absolutely.
we like having fun. So I don't see nothing wrong with that either. You know.
Well, I might join you guys. Next year out in Vegas again.
Cool. That'd be fun. Well, like I said,
Very
we
well.
definitely got to get together and do something soon, all of us. And
We're not too far.
no, so
No, and I don't think I actually really realized how close you all were to me until as just recently that we, really were in the southern part of Ohio more so than not. And I really encourage you to get over to the Tri-State chapter to one of the meetings and out there on that claim and stuff. And some of the locals there that have been on that claim for years can point you in the right direction, because there's upper
that
there's some Biffle areas that I've heard about, and there's some areas I've actually worked myself I've been real happy with and stuff. But I think that's a claim that's close to us that we probably need to utilize more.
okay, got it. Yeah, like I said, I've never been there, and apparently neither have the Biffles. I don't know if Dennis has been there or not. Yeah.
I don't think so.
He's never mentioned that he has. See, I always, when I first started too, I always heard, it was good for big dredges with air. And when I started out, of course, I had a pan and a sluice box. I'm like, well, there's no sense me driving there then, so I never even went there. So
No, and the thing is you can sit there in long arm. I did the last time I was there with my 4-inch, and I was probably a third of the way out into the river, and I tied off, and I put a couple big rocks in some buckets to tie my dredge off, and the water was so low I didn't have to weight myself down at all. I had chest-high waders on, and I went down as far as I could go, 4 or 5 foot, and did it, and I got a lot of nice fine gold. I wasn't in the cobble area I wanted to be,
right.
But real quickly I made it. There was a nice little tailing pile there that started to build up, and my wife actually just put a lawn chair right there and had her feet in the water and sit back and watched and had a good time, And
There you go.
it's definitely a nice claim. It's a nice little camping area. It's very quaint.
Okay.
It's one of those ones I think that might be nice for a small group get together and stuff. If we decide to say, okay, we want to sneak out there for a Saturday, Sunday and stuff, and
Right.
it's definitely the hunt. When you look at a river that big, if you're up for a challenge, that's a good challenge out there.
Right.
And I definitely don't think you have to have air to go out there. You can simply go up to the sandbar, get in the water's edge, and then work into the sandbar, and the water will stay right there with you.
Cool. That sounds like a plan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good sized sandbar too. And the thing is I don't think it really gets worked that much anymore like it used to.
Okay.
And it really exchanges out a great deal, because like you said, that's a big river, and it's different every year you're into it from there. But
Nice. Definitely, that sounds like a plan. So we'll come up with something for sure. Like I say,
That sounds great. You guys got my number.
Yeah, we got it, and you got ours, so not a problem.
Yeah,
And
we'll be in touch.
Oh, yeah. And Chris, we want to thank you very much for joining us tonight and hanging out with us and sharing some of your knowledge and your stories, and we hope to hear more soon from you. And, thank you again for being here. It was our pleasure having you.
Well, Tim, Kathleen, Rich, Shad there in the background, Dennis there probably listening at work. I appreciate all of you. I truly do, and I thank you for having me on. And I hopefully, like old Ed says, I'll see you out there on the screen.
Yep.
All right. You guys take care.
You too. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Chris.
All right.
Good night,
Bye,
buddy.
bye.
Bye. Chris Chadwick, everybody. Wow. Very cool. Great guest. Let's do a commercial, and we got a lot of other things going on yet tonight, so we'll be right back, everybody.
In 1858, gold was discovered in the rivers of New Caledonia. This discovery would spark a massive gold rush. Today, the search for gold is much easier, yet still challenging with Dirt Hog Pay Dirt. At Dirt Hog, we pride ourselves on our gold and guaranteed gold amounts. Just visit dirthogpaydirt.com today and buy yourself a bag of the best pay dirt concentrates on the market. Order with confidence in Canada and North America. dirthogpaydirt.com. The best gold concentrates on the market, period. Also, be sure to check out our Honest Bonus program.
If you're interested in gold prospecting or treasure hunting as a career, hobby, passion, or just something you're interested in getting into, you have to visit goldprospectorspace.com. At goldprospectorspace.com, you'll find forums, chats, videos, blogs, sections on dry washing, metal detecting, high banking, and so much more. At goldprospectorspace.com. There's a store, classifieds, and at goldprospectorspace.com every Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. Tune in to Prospectors Radio, the talk show for gold prospectors and treasure hunters. Goldprospectorspace.com is a social network with thousands of members, and everything you need is at goldprospectorspace.com. Sign up today and get connected to others who share your love of gold and gold prospecting. Let the treasure hunt begin at goldprospectorspace.com. goldprospectorspace.com.
You're listening to Prospectors Radio, bringing you 2 hours of information and commentary on the fascinating world of gold prospecting and treasure hunting.
All right, everybody, we're back, and we got a caller calling in, a special caller. All right, hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good day, mates.
Hey! We know who this character is. It's Patrick O'Masters. How you doing tonight, Pat?
Hi, Patrick.
Great, brother. How's everybody there?
Doing good, man. What's going on?
Great.
Just sitting outside enjoying this beautiful evening here in central Ohio, man. The cold front came through and it took away all the humidity. It is just gorgeous out here.
Yes, it is. Finally, right? Feels good out there.
Oh,
so, are you
kind of jealous of everybody that's out camping on the claim right now.
Are they already starting to flow in for the faucet?
Oh, yeah. They went up and started laying out the campsites this weekend because, we have to follow the regulations and all.
Oh, yeah.
So, yep.
So are you...
Plans
we still
are all
have to sign
in
in when we get there, Pat?
Pardon me?
Do we have to sign in when we get there?
I'm going to say probably yes.
Okay.
So they know who's in what spot. They have the spots all laid out, and they have to know, who's in there. And just in case something happens, they need to be able to access, for like emergency people and, the gray water and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
I talked to Tony already, so.
Good. All right. So you getting excited, Pat? Got a lot of events
Oh,
planned?
yeah. It's coming to a head, after all this planning and gathering up prizes and getting the camper ready and all of it. It's coming up. I'm ready.
All right, let me hear it. Let's hear some of the events. What time's it start in the morning? Go from there a little bit for me if you can.
Well, Saturday morning at 10 o'clock starts the Common Dig. We'll take a break. Dano's going to be there all morning roasting up a hog. And that'll kick off at noon. We'll have the potluck and hog roast.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, we'll resume the Common Dig at about 1-ish or so. Finish that up. Jen's going to have a daytime metal detecting hunt. I believe that's going to start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then, of course, the day will wind down at about 10 o'clock. We'll have the infamous night metal detecting hunt.
Yeah.
And then, and then we'll sit around and enjoy the stars, have a few adult pops maybe, get up in the morning and do it again. We'll have a Common Dig starting at 10. And then we'll have the dowsing rod competition at 4 p.m. Sunday.
Okay. Sounds interesting. Mm-hmm. And then, will that be the last
and
event
then
Sunday?
we'll just, That would be it. Everybody can walk around and talk like Australians. Maybe we should have an Australian talk like an Australian competition.
You should have. And dress like an Australian or something. I don't know. You got to figure something out. So is there going to be any vendors there, Pat?
To my knowledge, there are going to be some vendors there. I can't name any for sure. We have a Treasure Hunter Supply is scheduled to be there, but I haven't heard back from them yet today.
Okay.
That's the only one that I could say for sure. I don't know what other vendors they have scheduled out there.
Now, you got some roost sacks too, don't you?
I do have some roost grows. Yes, I do.
And those are going to be what, prizes?
Yeah, we'll probably give them away. Everything there is free. It doesn't cost you to park or camp or join in any of the competitions. I don't know about Jen's metal detecting hunt. That's something that's not in my realm, but I know for sure that everything else is free.
All right, cool. Well, we look forward to seeing you Saturday and Sunday, I'm sure. Anything else you need to share on that with us while we got you here?
No, we're just going to go out there and have us a good old time.
That's right. That's what we're going to do. That's what we try to always do, right? So
sounds like a good time.
It does. So if you're in the area, you might want to stop by there. You got the address handy, Pat?
It's at the 1099 GPAA claim at the corner of Gatton Rocks and Cutnall Road in Belleville, Ohio. Sorry, I don't have the address exactly.
1099 Cutnall Road.
Oh, 1099.
Once you get on that road, you'll see it.
1099 Cutnall Road. There you go. Rich had it. Rich is prepared because he's heading that way. So just ask Rich on that.
Yeah, I seen one that was $11.99, and then the one site says $10.99 Cutnall Road.
Well, if you see that sign, just follow the sign once you get that far down, right? And you'll be okay. So we look forward
if you look up Wade and Gatton Nurseries, we're
go.
right across from the driveway to Wade and Gatton Nurseries. You can't miss us.
Nope, you can't. So easy peasy. Think it's going to be a big turnout, Pat, like last year?
I hope so. The weather right now isn't looking too bad. We're going to keep our fingers crossed for this little rain that they're, a week out calling for maybe Saturday. So let's all do an anti-rain dance, okay? If you know anybody that knows how to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you got it. And it's cool that our good friend
Kathleen, use your occult skills.
Yes, she will. Out there with the dollars.
I don't know if I can do that. But
take away the rain. No, she can't because it always rains when we go. So
every time I go, it rains. So I don't know. The Biffles may give you the rain curse.
Yeah, never know. Could go either way. Pat, we'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, we can always put little bags on on our metal detectors.
That's right,
none of us are going to melt.
That's right. None of us will melt. Didn't it rain a little last year too? Like a sprinkle or something? I kind of recall.
No, last year was perfect. It was the year before, I believe, that we had the deluge, man.
Yeah, it was the year before. It was, Yep, it was. You're right.
Yeah, we had to cancel the night hunt until until Gold Rush days. It was that bad.
Yep, you're right. I remember now. It was awful. Yeah, so let's hope it's just little sprinkles. We live with that. Like you said, we won't melt. So Pat, thank you, brother, for calling and letting us know, and we will see you there this weekend, I'm sure. Okay. We look forward to it.
Well, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you then.
All right, brother. Take care, Pat. Talk to you then.
Good day, mate.
Good day. Bye, Pat.
Good day.
Oh, mercy.
You call this a knife?
That's a knife. Shad, you got your metal prices.
I was ready for you.
Do it all with the Australian.
Not yet. I'm not ready for that. I need to prepare.
Yeah, you got to prep for that.
Well, I will tell you this, though. I mean, gold did take a pretty steep dive on Friday, close of the day. Ended up at $1,293. Dropped $6 that day. Man. Silver also down, but just 2 cents to $16.36. So it's still right around that ballpark.
Yeah.
Platinum, like gold, fell about $5 though to $902. So it took a little time to get back up above 900 for platinum, and
now it's
who knows?
Who knows?
However, palladium, you should have got in when the good was good when it was in the $800 range, because it went up $15 to $999.
Wow,
big jump, man!
Boom! Get your palladium on now.
Everybody should have jumped on that. Yep, but we're in no way giving anybody financial advice, right, Kathleen?
Right, exactly.
Say your thing.
There's the disclosure.
There's the disclosure. Oh, yep. We always do that, just in case. Now, you got your birthdays too, Shad?
Well, is Dennis going to be able to sing?
I think Dennis can call in real quick and sing.
All right, get him on the phone.
There's Dennis calling now. Okay. Are you ready, Shad? I think.
Go for it.
All right, go for it, Dennis.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, man, Dennis, the amazing Dennis Dayton. Thank you very much for calling, brother. We appreciate it. Chad?
Couldn't do it any better myself.
I'm telling you. Dang.
But today, June 3rd, it's your birthday. Aaron George, Bill Rose, Captain Jack, Dave, David Lowry, Douglas R. Beecraft, Dustin and Candace. I don't know if it's Dustin's or Candace or if they share a birthday, but hey, happy birthday. Glenn Billiter, Joe Dutcher, Mark Douglas, Melvin Hoffman, and Nigeria Butler. And then tomorrow, what I can see, we have Al Simpkins, Brian Tolan, and Brooks Adam Hodsell. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Very cool. Dan. Yeah, now, before I forget real quick, I want to mention our newest patron. Our newest patron is James Myers. We want to thank you for your support.
James.
And he became a premium patron, and we'd like to thank you, James. We really appreciate that. And also, while I'm on the subjects, don't forget our Crony Club quarterly nugget giveaway, which will be coming up. I think it's the end of
this month.
End of this month. And the
end
Patreon.
Of June 30th.
Yeah, both of them will be. So the Crony Club quarterly nugget giveaway is sponsored by our good friends over at Dirt Hog. And then we got our Patreon quarterly nugget giveaway, which is being sponsored by our good friends over at Tommy Knockers Pay Dirt. So that'll be.
And we had our winner of Just My Dredge.
Yes, we did, which was none other than crap.
Rodney.
What? Who's crap?
Rodney
Kissler.
Kaiser. Yes, congratulations, Rodney. And we posted the picture up today, the gold that'll be in that fine bag of dirt that he's getting for dressing up his dredge.
And did I see that scale correctly?
Yes,
did we really chip in that much gold that we all dredged up, prospected, and threw in?
Yes, we did. You're correct.
So that was really 3.4 grams
of
gold.
Was it 3.4 or 3.9?
Why? Why did we do that?
Because we was happy somebody dressed their dredge up. I guess.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you might have missed out. Whew.
I guess we're just finding so much gold, we just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, we just throw it in
We're just giving it away.
We're just giving it away.
But again, thanks for everybody for entering. Yes. Those that did, it was a lot of fun.
It was.
And appreciate the participation.
Yes.
And hey, you might want to get in the next crazy contest we come up with, because
yeah,
I don't know about you, but 3.43 to 3.9 grams of gold.
Plus, he's getting some Amra swag to go along with it. I mean, come on.
A hat and a shirt, right?
A shirt, yeah.
And you threw something else in too, didn't you?
I might have.
I guess he's just going to have to post pics to let everybody else know what he got.
That's
so
right. Yes, he is going to have to. That's for sure. Because, hey, we've been telling everybody there's going to be a nice bag. So the next time, hopefully everybody says, you know what, I'm going to take my chance and enter this thing, because you never know. And also we got our Crony Club winner for this month to announce too. And
tonight?
Yeah, because we were supposed to announce it Sunday, and we didn't do a show. We was gone, remember? So I changed it to this Sunday to announce it for sort of monthly Crony Club giveaway winner is, this is somebody we know, Mr. Jeff Otworth. Congratulations, Jeff.
Yay.
Congrats, Jeff. Awesome.
Yep, way to go, brother. You won.
Where'd he win?
He got the Amra swag, the sample bag of Jimbo's pay dirt, the new limited edition Crony Club hand towel. So he got some goodies too there.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. And I think, was there something else? I'd have to look at the post. It might have been.
There's the Crony Club towel.
Yeah, I said that. Crony Club towel.
Shirt, hat, and the pay dirt. That's what I see.
Okay, that's what it is then. Okay. There's so many, I get confused sometimes. So what?
And if you're not sure if you Crony Club member, just go into the Crony Club tab, and if you can't get in, you have to renew.
That's right. That means your membership expired into the Crony Club. So
and there's going to be some big things happening, so
oh yeah,
more to come on that soon. We're going to
exciting
be posting out some new things coming your way for our cronies, and
all kinds.
You're going to want to make sure you're signed up to get in on the goodies.
Oh yeah, and don't forget to enter this monthly giveaway here on GPS, which is being sponsored by our good friends over at SpikeStrikeSluices.com, where you can win a new gold ram being produced by them. And I think that's coming up soon too. You know, that'll be real soon. I can't.
And if you're curious about the quarterly nuggets, I just checked the date. So Sunday, July 1st is when we'll announce the quarterly nugget winners for Cronies Club and patrons. So
okay, Sunday, July 1st. Thank you, Shad. July 1st. Okay. Yep. Very cool. Nice. Looking forward to that, because we're on our third one for the cronies, right? I think. And our first.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and our first one for the Patreon one. So very cool. And Kathleen, I think we need you to get some names drawn.
Names?
Yeah,
like plural?
Well, I'd get a couple, because I know we got to give away our gold pan and vial from our good friends over at MakeYourOwnGoldBars.com. And,
yeah.
So we got to give that away, and then I don't know if there's anything else or not yet, but just to be kind of prepared, just just get you going. Oh, I see Rodney Kaiser's in the chat room. Rodney, I sent you a message earlier. I need your shirt size. That way I could see what we got here in your size and get you a nice shirt sent out with your dirt that you won for dressing up your dredge. So very cool. So let me see. So whenever you're ready, Kathleen, you let me know. And then the rules are as always. If Kathleen calls your name, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer in the Gold Prospector Space chat room that you are here. It's that simple. That's all you got to do. So Kathleen, whenever you are ready, just say. I can keep stalling.
I'm ready.
I'll go for it then.
Oh, it's Stephen France.
Stephen France.
France. He's been on the show for a while. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. What music?
Benny Hill.
Whatever you want. Stephen France.
No Michael Myers. No. Here he is. Congrats, Stephen.
Congrats, Stephen. Rich will be side chatting you. Get your mailing info, and we'll get that out to our friends over there at MakeYourOwnGoldBars.com, and they will get that out to you. So very cool. Awesome. Let me think. What else do we got, Shad?
Well, I saw Chris Chadwick. He popped back on. He forgot to give away a bag of pay dirt.
Uh-oh.
So I think we need another name.
So we need another name?
Yep.
And the rules are still the same. 1 minute and 30 seconds when Kathleen calls your name. What music?
Benny.
Benny. Say when, Kathleen. Whenever you are ready.
When? I already...
For the second name, go for it. This is for the bag of dirt from Chris Chadwick and East Coast Prospecting, right?
Oh, yes. This is funny. It's Ben Dutton.
Ben Dutton. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Get to listen to it again.
Ben, if you're out there, say I'm here. In the chat room.
Or not.
Right.
Ben Dutton.
Ben Dutton.
Maybe you're not pronouncing it right. Maybe it's Dutton.
Dutton.
Maybe it's... It looks like Dutton. But if it was a B, it would be Button, right? So Ben Dutton. I think so. Tiki-taki. Oh, there he is.
I'm here. Congrats.
Congrats, Ben Dutton. Rich will side chat you, too. And
I don't know. Technically, he used "here" as in hearing, not the proper "here." So does he still qualify?
It wasn't the proper "here." He hears, but he wasn't here.
He hear.
Oh, I got you. Well, I guess we could. Yeah, we'll let it go, right?
Okay, let it go this time.
Yep. That's what we'll do. Congratulations to both of you, Steve and Ben. Great job, guys. So Rich will get that mailing info, and we'll send that on to Chris, too. And for that, very cool.
Thank you, Chris, from East Coast Prospecting.
And be sure, if you are on Facebook, join their group, East Coast Prospecting. And, a lot of us are on there as well. And a lot of good tips if you're out on the East Coast or even traveling to prospect on the East Coast.
Yep, there you go. Very true. Cool. So what else? Oh, there's a caller. Somebody's been trying to call us repeatedly, so let's take this call.
Okay.
All right. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello?
Am I the right caller? What did I win?
Nothing. You won a chance to talk to us. What can we do?
All right. Did you get your tickets?
What tickets?
The tickets to the gun show.
No.
No. I thought I sent those in the mail to you.
No, I never got them. What's happening tonight?
No, I just called and harassed you.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Is this the other Tim Grimes?
Yes,
the fake one.
This is the other Tim Grimes.
The imposter.
It's the imposter. You're right. The other Tim Grimes. That's who that is.
Although he'll always be the first Tim Grimes for me, since I met him first before you.
Right.
There you go. I'm going to start my own radio channel, and I'm going to call it
The other Tim
Wish
Grimes.
I Had Some Gold Prospecting.
Wish I had some gold prospector radio.
We can get a shirt for him that says the other Tim Grimes.
That's what he needs. He really does.
That's right. All right. Well, I just called and mess with you. You guys have a good one.
You too, Tim. Take care, buddy.
All right, see you. Bye.
Bye. The other Tim Grimes. Yes, there's
funny.
more than one. And he listens to the show. See, that's kind of even more ironic, ain't it? Very.
Yeah,
It is weird.
It is
and
ironic.
he lives in the same state as you.
Yeah,
I know.
And I know
He
him.
might have stolen your identity.
I wonder.
And I met
sometimes.
him when I was in the 3rd grade.
It's kind of weird. And I know Kathleen. And I know this other
Yeah.
Tim
Suspicious.
Grimes. It is really ironic when you think about it. What's the...
It's that mojo, that weird stuff,
Yes, it is. It
weird
is.
stuff that follows me.
It is kind of weird. So if you go to send me something on Facebook or something, always make sure you have the original Tim Grimes, because you accidentally send it to the other Tim Grimes. Yes, this is true. Very cool. So you guys ready for the Fawcett then?
We are ready.
When are you getting there, Kathleen?
We'll be there Friday afternoon. We unfortunately have to work. We've taken a lot of time off, so
Yeah.
sorry.
I got a lot of
No,
stuff
that's
to do at
fine.
work.
I
Deadlines.
Rich,
But we're thinking about bringing the camper down when you get there, Rich.
Yeah, and visiting with you before we have to
Yeah.
come back home and go to
I
work
should
the
be there
next
for
day.
the afternoon, hopefully.
We'll
Okay.
visit and
I talked to Tony Leonard. Hopefully, we got the same spot that we did last time.
okay.
Cool.
Told him I'd like the same spot as we did last time, so hopefully he got that for us.
Okay, good. Good.
Now, Tim,
Yes, sir.
are you staying the night there,
Yes.
or are you running home to your house to take a shower and sleep in a bed? People want to know.
I'm staying the night.
No.
Yeah, right.
I am.
Now,
serious.
are you bringing your dredge?
No. I won't have room.
Did it for one time this year, you're done. I get it.
I won't get the prospect
Are
anyway.
you going to bring it for anybody to try?
I probably not, because I won't have room with the tent and the canopy and all the crap.
Oh, yeah.
Are you bringing your detector, though?
I'll bring in my metal detector, yes. That I can fit.
Okay.
Because I'll have the wife with me and all her crap. And
Christy's coming.
Yeah, she's coming. She's looking forward to it. And
Oh, no wonder you don't have any room for your dredge.
Exactly.
Okay.
Did Dennis say he was coming or not? I didn't hear.
He's not coming.
He's not coming.
He's not. Okay.
So we'll get there Saturday morning because, like I said, we both got to work Friday too. So, and so we'll be there bright and early Saturday morning, get our table set up, and and
sounds like
we'll be good to go.
I might be dredging a little.
Oh yeah, go for it. Have fun.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's what it's. Well,
Not the level.
That's why I said you guys prospect. I'll sit up and hang out at the table and stuff, and have fun. And then I want to do some metal detecting and sit up.
We're going to bring the combo, the high banker too, to set up so that
for Shane and
we've
invited some other people to come to see what prospecting is about, to see if they're interested. They have boys that are, one's a teenager, the other one we brought it before, and he's been anxious to come back.
Oh, he loves it. He watches all our videos. Oh, my friend says.
That's
Can I go prospecting?
Got to get them introduced into it, right?
So we're having people come, and there'll be, I think, camping using our old tent. So
okay, yeah, that's what
that way, more people, more the merrier,
that's
right?
That's right. That's what makes an event. More people. So we'll have fun for sure. And Shad, you bring your metal detector?
Yes, I will not forget this year like I've done the last 2 times.
Okay.
I actually stared at it today in the garage.
Okay.
So I know where it's at.
All right. Make sure you
Now I just have to remember to put it in the vehicle, but that's another story.
Yeah. Throw it in the camper so you don't forget.
I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
I'll forget. Hopefully Kathleen will remind me.
Yeah, there you go. I like it.
Because I listen.
Why don't you just go put it in there now?
Yeah. Write yourself a big sticky note or something. I don't know. I'll remember to bring mine too. If not, I only got to drive half an hour to get it. So, but I'll remember.
But I'm really excited about the Fossick.
Me too.
For the boys, especially, they're gonna be so excited because the last time we were prospecting, I was running the combo, so they had to do it the old-fashioned way by digging buckets, and they want some nozzle time, so we're gonna get them on there. They're so excited.
That will be great. They'll enjoy that. Get some pictures of that.
Well, they also have those common digs and stuff too for kids.
Yeah, they would like. The boys would like to do that, I'm sure.
Yeah, they'll enjoy
What a chance to throw rocks! Come on.
I mean, it's gonna be a fun event. So we encourage anybody out there that wants to come and check it out to come and hang out down there at the Fossick. It'll be a great time, great weekend. A lot of fun, a lot of good people. So and they're cooking a hog. So hey, what do you think? There you go.
Dano's doing that, isn't he?
Yeah, Dano's cooking a hog, so sounds good.
That'd be great. I haven't seen him in a while.
All right.
Hey, just to throw this out there also, Indiana Gold Fest is on June 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Oh, okay.
Thomas just posted it on the main page there.
Thank
so
you,
if
Thomas.
anybody's interested in that, it's going to be at Kirkland, Indiana.
That sounds like a fun event, too. Yeah.
Yeah, he added it last week to the events section, so there's the address and all the details for you there too. So that sounds like a good time too.
It does actually. I'll be in Michigan that weekend though, so I can't make it. We got grandkids' birthdays, so. But that does sound like a fun event. I'd like to go hang out with Thomas. Always nice to see him. Another good friend of ours. So, sorry I ain't gonna make it to that one though. But grandkids' birthdays come first. We all know that. So I think we've about covered everything, guys. What do you think? Have we?
Yep.
Yeah, we had a very eventful show.
Great.
Yeah,
I got all the addresses sent to you.
You sent me the addresses?
Yeah, I actually sent Steve Francis to you twice because my computer locked up.
Okay, and then I got Ben Dutton's for Chris. Then.
Yeah, I got that for Chris, but I sent it to you, and you'll have to send
I'll
it to
send
Chris.
it to Chris. Got it.
See him in the chat room no more.
Yeah,
So.
I'll send it to him. And like I said, we want to thank our guest, Chris Chadwick, for joining us tonight. We really enjoyed having him. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. And until Wednesday night, you can join us here. That's right, West Coast Wednesday, 9 o'clock, right here on Prospector Radio. Have a great week, everybody. We're out of here.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
All righty, I am looking for something.
Push the button, Tim.
We want to thank you for tuning in tonight. And be sure to join us every Wednesday night right here on Prospectors Radio for our West Coast Wednesday show at 9 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again for listening.